crazy drivers, poor customer service, rude neighbors, family members that are so nosy they just don't know how to stay out of your business, restaurants not getting your order right. There is nothing more frustrating or nothing that can really test your patience that when you drive all the way home from that restaurant and you have kids waiting for you at home, they're hungry, and maybe a hamburger is missing or a french fry or a taco. That is just the ultimate way to lose your patience. People who are judgmental, people who choose to be ignorant, and most of all, unreliable people. Now that's just a short list of things that can bother all of us, and I'm sure a lot of you can add a ton of other things to that list of things that have helped make you lose your patience. Well, we had a cable guy come out to our new home yesterday, and boy, was that an experience. So wait till the end of this video so I can share with you what having patience does for you and what not having patience does for you. So let's get to this video. So about 2 weeks ago, we started calling the cable company, letting them know that we're moving and that it's a newer place and they don't recognize the place yet. So they have to come out and make sure and verify that the house is actually here. And I understand that. And that was 2 weeks ago. So my wife's making all these phone calls and she's keeping me filled in with what's happening. And so as the days have gone by and we're continuing calling them, wondering if they've gone out and checked it, you start to lose patience. You start to wonder, okay, are these people just that lazy, or are they doing it just to get to us? Or are we allowing it to get to us? Because that is so easy to lose patience, to not understand. Maybe they're busy, maybe something's happened, maybe they're sick, but we don't see that. We ignore that. We want our cable now. We want this now. We want that now. We are not going to understand. We're not going to maybe appreciate what this person might be going through. We want our cable now. And so when it got to be about a week before we moved in, I started, really started getting frustrating. I started asking my wife, okay, where are we at? Maybe we should call other people. Maybe we should do that or this or that. We were trying everything that we could because we wanted to make sure that we had cable when we moved in. And so I chose to start going to the Bible, started reading things because I started realizing that my patient level was disintegrating very quickly. And I came across this verse, Romans 12, verse 12, rejoice in hope, be patient in tribulation, be consistent in prayer. And so I just kept praying. I just kept praying about the situation. And all of a sudden, as my wife started making more phone calls, she started reaching out to the women that were answering the phone calls at the cable company, and they were so nice to her. Actually, they were so great to her, they started calling her back, keeping her updated on what's happening, which was really, really cool. Thank you, Jesus. I mean, because I started praying, and you know exactly what happens when you start praying. Wonderful things start happening. God recognizes what we're going through. We continue to seek Him. We continue to glorify His name, and He continues to do wonderful things for us. Well, then as we started moving our things, it just started getting a little bit more frustrating. And, the ladies were calling, but they just couldn't get the job done. They couldn't get the other company to come out and do what they were supposed to do. So once again, your levels of frustration are going up and down, up and down. And as I've gotten closer to God, I've learned to just, take a deep breath and continue to pray and allow it to take over and allow God to do what He does best. And so as it got to be like 2 or 3 days more, I started reading more and I came across this verse in the Bible as well. It's Ephesians 4 and verse 2. With all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love. Bearing with one another in love. And so, I just, started just speaking calmly on the matter and I allowed Carrie to handle it because I was just going to pick up the phone and just put my foot down. But we just allowed God to do what He does best. We allowed these people to do what they do best. Well, we get there and we're moving in and nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. So we just keep making phone calls. Well, finally, the lady who was really, really nice to my wife, she finally got somebody out there. Well, he knocks on the door, and the first thing he says, because there's still no grass, it's real muddy around the house. And the first thing he says to me, he doesn't say, hi, I'm so-and-so from the cable company. He doesn't say anything. He just says, hey, I hope you know that I'm probably going to bring dirt into the house. And I'm like, well, just put on the slippers over your boots. He goes, well, they tend to break. He goes, I'm just going to probably bring mud in. I just want to let you know. So he just come across as a very negative attitude. And I just instantly wanted to say, well, then take your boots off. I'm the customer. You're the guy who's, doing the work. You need to do everything you can to please the customer. Well, so I'm being patient. And this guy's dragging mud all through the sidewalks, all in our driveway. He's, it's just making a mess. And his attitude is just horrible. And so I just continue to pray more. And I found this awesome verse in the Bible as well. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant. And so I just kept reading these 3 verses that I've shared with all of you guys, and I'm talking to God and just asking him to give me patience. And I just started, beginning more patience. Well, I opened up the garage where he needed to be, and he's smoking in our garage, okay? Which is a no-no. You're not supposed to be doing that. But it just showed that he just wasn't caring about his job. He just didn't care. He was going to hook up the cable, blah, blah, blah. Then he started complaining about hooking up the phone and how he had to drill this and drill that. And I just said, no, you could do it this way. He said, well, I can get written up. So it was a constant fight. That devil was doing everything he could to ruin my patient level. And I study the Bible, I read the Bible, I do everything I can to do everything that Jesus wants me to do, and do everything he wants me to be. And so I just started just constantly being patient, dealing with this gentleman. So we finally just said, forget the phone, we've got our cell phones, we're okay, blah, blah, blah. And so finally, after everything was done, he was telling my wife, complaining that it was his day off, and that they called and needed him in. And he had a choice whether he wanted to come in or not, but he chose to come in. But what happened was he chose to come in with a negative attitude and share that negative attitude with everybody. And we had 2 choices. We could either accept that negative attitude and just try to kill him with kindness, or I could lose my patience and be, disrespectful right back to him, make his job harder. And trust me, I was almost to that point. But I just realized that I need Jesus in my life, not every day, every single second of the day, because he calms me, he straightens the roads before me, and he does it all for you guys. And so I said at the beginning of the video that what losing your patience does and what it doesn't do. But let's be honest, here's my answer to all that. When you lose your patience and you get angry with someone, that job's going to go slower. It doesn't solve anything. It just makes the situation worse, and the situation stays the same. He's still negative. Now he's got you upset. So there's no need to lose your patience. But when you do keep your patience, and when you pray about the situation does get better. It ended up to where we got cable, we have our Wi-Fi, everybody's happy. It was a little bit of a frustrating day, but at the end of the day was fine. We got a new place to live in. It's a bigger place. You want to look at the positive things. When anything comes into your life that frustrates you or helps you or wants you to lose your patience, look at the wonderful things that are in your life. Look at what is wonderful and what's happening and what's everything. Truthfully, that's what our biggest problem is. We're always looking at the negative things when we can look at so many wonderful positive things that are in our lives. So I wanted to share that with all of you guys because, like I said, it was a long day. We just spent 2 days moving everything ourselves. It was just one of those days. But again, it's a glorious day today. I'm sharing this video with all of you. But here's what I want for you guys to do. I'm going to ask you guys in the comment section below. Now, be truthful and just put it out there. I want you guys to just share all the things or maybe the one thing that you can remember that frustrated you the most, that possibly you lost patience, how you dealt with that situation, or a situation where you knew that you were going to get frustrated, you were losing your patience, but how God straightened the situation out and how you handled it. Leave that in the section below. It would be awesome to hear all that. I would appreciate if you guys gave me a big thumbs up. I would appreciate if you guys subscribe to my channel. I thank you so much for all of you guys watching this video. I look forward to reading all the comments back and forth about how you guys may have been frustrated and how you lost your patience and how you handled it. Hey, you guys have a wonderful day. God bless you guys. I love you all so very much.